goldfish was thrown
I'm
out.
starting varsity. What?
Aye.
Okay, welcome back. It's TrendingSA at SABC3, and of course, we're live online at TrendingSA.tv. And of course, we like checking out what you have to say. We're taking things all the way to face.
What was
There's something
that?
quite wrong about that sign.
Listen, I don't have gang signs, so I have to make them up on the spot. This one from Austin, and they have to say, yay, my favorite show, my favorite presenters, my favorite studio crew. Anyway, can you please add 7 more minutes for Madiba 67?
Brilliant suggestion. Brilliant suggestion.
You are so smart, eh? All right, we'll talk to our bosses and find out if... I don't know what's going to happen in that 7 minutes.
No, we gave those 7 minutes to WTF to me like 3 weeks ago.
That is true. So if you have any posts, of course, and you want to send them our way, do the right thing, send them to us, and make sure that you use the hashtag #on3. And of course, now it's time for us to move on to other things. And today marks Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela's 100th birthday. With hashtag Mandela100 and of course hashtag Mandela Day, we paid homage to his contribution that he made to peace and reconciliation across the globe. Now, his achievements were recognized by the United Nations in 2009 as they declared July the 18th as International Mandela Day. Yesterday, former United States President Barack Obama gave a resounding speech at the annual Nelson Mandela Lecture. And today, our President Cyril Ramaphosa kicked off the centenary celebrations by traveling to Mvezo village, Tata Madiba's birthplace in the Eastern Cape, where he was joined by former and current African heads of state and Chief Mandela, where he handed over blankets to elders, 100 bikes to the youth, and unveiled a new clinic and bought groceries for members of the community.
Oh, Mololos. Thousands and thousands of people played their part in honoring Utata. Let's take a look at the tweets to see the wonderful things you all did today. Nice one. Oh, Chris Mabuya Oti, volunteers embark on Mandela Day food drive at Century City in Cape Town. Nice one, guys. Nice one, guys. And then Angela Bolowana says the library at the Crown Mines Primary School was donated by the Mandela Library Project. Today they came to restock it. Very good, guys. Good. That is. And then LRC South Africa, in honor of Mandela Day and in celebration of 100 years since his birth, our amazing Cape Town staff has been working out at the Manenberg People's Center and Athlone Advice Center today. Very proud of you guys. That is Cape Town, my home city. Alu Education says, as Nelson Mandela's centenary celebrations commence the world over, our students celebrate his legacy by sharing their favorite quotes that inspire them to lead the change they wish to see.
Education is the most powerful weapon someone can use to change the world.
I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying.
Money won't create success, but the freedom to make it will.
There can be no greater gifts than giving one's time and energy for others without expecting anything in return.
Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement.
Yeah, such wonderful words. And of course, people from all over the world were celebrating hashtag Mandela Day. In London, everyone's favorite power couple, Meghan Markle, as well as Prince Harry, visited Nelson Mandela's centenary exhibition curated by the Apartheid Museum in South Africa. And of course, Grammy Award-winning rap mogul and
Mogel. Yeah, Mogel.
All right, so let me try that again. Grammy Award-winning rap mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs teamed up with Revolt TV, and they shared these words for us to see about Utata and how he was a black superhero. Take a look.
Nelson Mandela is one of our heroes. For him to come out of prison after all of that time and put the betterment and the welfare of the people in front of his emotions or his personal feelings, that took a lot of sacrifice. He was able to be so effective because everybody knew that they had taken away most of his life.
So in celebration of the man who gave up more than 27 years of his life to fight for a democratic South Africa, we take a brief look at his history in Velaphi Gatata. So Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born in the small village of Mvezo in the Eastern Cape on this day 100 years ago to Nonqaphi Nosekeni and Nkosi Mphakanyiswa Gadla Mandela. Growing up, young Nelson loved listening to old stories of his ancestors' great bravery and courage during the wars of resistance. This is where the dream to also one day contribute to the freedom of his people started. Now, the name Nelson came about when he was in primary school, actually. That was in Kunu. During those days, primary school teachers had to give their learners Christian names. And the name Nelson was chosen for him by his teacher. The University of Fort Hare would be the place where Utata would participate in his first protest. But because of this, he was expelled jailed and was let to go back home. Now, the king of the village was furious and he threatened Nelson to return back to Fort Hare or he would organize a few wives for him. So instead of going back to Fort Hare, Nelson ran and went to the city of gold, Johannesburg, in 1941, where he worked as a mine security before meeting Walter Sisulu, who introduced him to Leza Sadalski, where he joined his firm and completed his articles. He eventually graduated through UNISA and went on to study for an LLB at the University of Witwatersrand, but in 1952 left due to a struggle many students still face today. We all know that tuition fees, of course. Unfortunately, he was only able to graduate in the last few months of his imprisonment through UNISA again. Dada in 1944 joined the ANC, where he helped form the ANC Youth League. And that same year, he married his first wife, Evelyn Mase. Now, over the years, Dada's ranks in the ANC grew and the media became more aware of his politics. They even went as far as painting him as a terrorist.
Sure.
Now, this is very interesting. He was only removed from that terrorist list in 2008.
Those Americans.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Utata faced many trials during his time, including being charged with treason during the Rivonia trial that we eventually see him spending 27 years in jail at Robben Island before being released in 1990. And then on the 27th of April 1994, Mandela and millions of South Africans took to the voting stations across the country to cast their votes, for most, the first time. It was my first time as well. It was absolutely incredible. Mandela would win the elections, and a few weeks later, on the 2nd of May 1994, Nelson Mandela was sworn in as the Republic's first black president after over 3 centuries of white minority rule. The moment South Africans really started believing in the concept of the Rainbow Nation was when Utata walked onto the rugby field where South Africa played New Zealand and waved his green and gold cap in the air. Madiba won the hearts and minds of all South Africans. And of course, Utata didn't just bring joy to many, but also entertained us with a one-of-a-kind dance move. How do you say that? How do you speak like that? You know how to speak. Never. Mom. And that, of course, was his Madiba jive.
That's great. Listen, I mean, his legacy and his achievements are endless. And it's no secret that Madiba was a selfless man. This is something that we all know. And people all over the world have taken up to the challenge of living up to this great man's example of changing the world and making a difference in their respective communities. So this is where hashtag 67 minutes for Mandela was trending today. Now, thousands of South Africans and people across the world took to their immediate communities to dedicate 67 minutes of their day by doing altruistic work, either by volunteering or donating food and goods, basically showing goodwill and acts of kindness. What a great way to be celebrated. Even people on Twitter caught feelings on the hashtag 67 minutes for Mandela. Have a look. All right, so Umpe Metse Mere says, for my 67 minutes, I emptied my neighbor's dustbin. It's not much, but I know that I've done something.
Mamela, so for 67 minutes, he changed 2 bins.
Listen, it was a very arduous job.
Okay.
You know,
what I think
recycling, and then he was changing and see, you know.
I think it was for 6 to 7 minutes.
Right.
6 to 7 minutes he did that.
Then Uchezi says, so this guy just paid for everyone in the taxi, all in the name of 67 minutes for Mandela. Wow.
Nice.
How about that?
Well, if
Catch
they
me
were going
inside a
from
taxi, how
Sandton
about
to
that?
Rosebank, it was,
5, 7 rand. I don't know. They always charge me more because it's Sandton. Listen, don't get too excited. There were some foolery responses. You guys are so silly. You guys are silly. Look at these tweets. Lady Nguzi says, I'm going to take my 67 minutes for Mandela and still try to figure out if opening up to someone is worth it or not. Cool bird, Manja.
Wow.
And then Vicky VJ says, 67 minutes for Mandela. I wouldn't mind getting 67 100 Madiba notes. Yes. All right. Now, to end things off on a positive note this Mandela Day, I thought we should play a game of 67 seconds, okay? Which is like 30 second style. All right, there are 5 Mandela items on this card that I just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere with.
Magic.
I was like, Accio cards. Hey, Harry Potter.
Zang.
All right, it's the geeks at the table. All right, okay, so now we're gonna play this 30 second style, except it's 67 seconds. Are you guys sure?
Yeah.
Are we good?
We are.
Just asking Zola. All right. Okay, we've got 67 seconds, and I'm going to give you these clues. Do you know how to play 30 seconds? Are you good? Are you ready?
Please just keep quiet.
Okay, yeah. Don't get the wrong thing. All right. And Okay. All right. It's a name. It's a name. It's his name, and it means troublemaker. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. It's his favorite quote from a film. It's a poem. It's his favorite poem. It's his favorite poem.
Be the change you want to see in the world?
No. Yes, but where does it come from?
Also an Grecian urn.
No.
Okay.
But it's made into a film. It was made into a film.
Long walk.
It's about rugby.
Oh,
Invictus.
Thank you. All right.
Lord.
Jeez, guys. All right.
Sorry.
You know that area in Santon, and then there was also.
That's a Mandela Square.
Yes. Yes. What year was that?
67?
Oh, almost a little bit earlier.
64?
Yes. Nice. All right. And he made his famous speech. How did it go?
My people.
Never again. Thank you very much. All right. And then also there's what university?
Fort
Yes. Correct. Okay. Yes.
Fort is correct.
That is correct.
Woo.
That is correct. All right, guys, you did all the things, and I'm so proud of you for reading one book in your life.
What a disastrous round.
That was not a disaster.
Of 67
guys, 64, 67, do you know how long it took you guys to get Invictus?
Have any of you seen Invictus?
Yeah, what?
I watched the trailer.
loved Invictus.
Look, I watched the trailer halfway through.
I was the hooker in the
You were a
rugby.
hooker.
Rugby.
Rugby.
I played number 2.
We must choose our words
This is
carefully.
taking another.
Listen, we will continue to practice our 67-second skills right here. I've got a few that I want to test with the team. Go to an ad break. When we come back, we've got some more for you. Stick around. Right, so
one time, bring it back once more. Yeah. If you're ready to move it. Yeah. Sexy mamacita. Yeah. Girl, you look familiar. Yeah. This girl, you want trouble, no one. She came here from over.